Hello everyone, I welcome you all in the video lecture series of the subject Effective Technical Communication. We are back with the module number 4, which is Ethics in Engineering. So in this particular lecture we will study about what is ethics and what is its importance. So let us begin our discussion with what is ethics. So what is ethics? Ethics is nothing but it's a set of standards which engineers are supposed to follow while handling their public, while handling their clients, employers, and in the profession in which they are working. So it is field of an applied ethics which examines and sets standards for engineers, obligation to the public, their clients, employers, and the profession. So in the profession in which they are working, or the public with which them, or the public with which them they are dealing. So there are certain standards which they should follow while handling their clients, while working with the employers. So it is nothing but certain standards, means certain responsibilities that the engineers should take while handling public buildings or certain clients. So that is simply ethics, or it is a study of moral issues and decisions confronting individuals and organizations engaged in engineering. So one can say that how it is very important when engineers are building something or constructing something or making any machines. So how he handles his moral issues, means how he considers those points such as honesty, truthfulness, hard work, and how he distinguishes what is right and what is wrong. So that will ultimately affect the organization or his personality, how he handles those issues. Or it can be defined as the study of decisions, policies, and values that are morally desirable in engineering practice and research. So if the engineer is in the profession, if he is in the engineering profession, then what are the decisions, or what are the policies, or what are the standards that they must follow while doing the engineering practices? Take an example of an construction, civil engineer. So there must be certain standards, there must be certain rules that they must follow, and they must give importance to the public, because ultimately if he is constructing an residential building, so his moral values should be high, he should be honest, he should be not cheating those people who are living. They should consider their living also. So they should be loyal towards their planning, towards their decision making, their policies, because ultimately they are supposed to serve the public. So each and every care should be taken while constructing the buildings, because nowadays there are so much of corruption that is going on while constructing such residential buildings. Means they don't say the truth. They should use some good materials to construct. So that is the study of decision, policies, and values that are morally desirable in engineering practice and research. System of moral principles. Yes, what is right and what is wrong, that engineer should be able to distinguish. And moral values will help them to develop their character as an individual also. He should be honest, he should be helpful, he should be hard worker, or he should always say the truth. So that is system of morals, moral principles, what is right and what is wrong, because they are dealing with the public, they are dealing with their clients, so they should be always honest. So that is system of moral principles. Next is principles of right and wrong. So what is right and what is wrong, that he or she should be able to distinguish. So this is all about ethics, engineering ethics. So in whichever the organization that engineer is working, there should be some moral values over there. There should be some standards which they must follow himself, as well as the organization also should follow the standards, because ultimately they are serving the public or their clients. So they should always be honest. So this is all about engineering ethics. Moving to the next slide. Why it is necessary to study engineering ethics? Yes, it is said that engineers are responsible for bringing new technologies or inventing new research papers, or doing some or inventing some new designs for any product. So that is not only their responsibility, that is not only the responsibility of the engineers, but they should always try to keep in mind that they are supposed to protect the public interest. Means these all the technologies and whatever the designs they are developing for the product, ultimately these all the things are used to serve the public, interest. So they should always keep in mind that they should give importance to their safety also. So engineering responsibility to the society is not only bringing new technologies and designs to the world, but also in protecting the public interest. They should consider the safety of public first before inventing anything or discovering anything or bringing the new technologies. So that should be given the importance. Next, on the beginning of 20th century, there had been significant structural failures like Estabula River Railroad disaster in 1876. So you can see in the figure over here, there is a bridge, rail bridge, which got collapsed. So this is the responsibility of a civil engineer while they are doing the structural analysis of the bridge. They should give importance to the load calculation. They should also consider the number of pillars that they will require. So this disaster forced the engineering profession to confront shortcomings in technical and construction practice as well as ethical standards. So the standards that engineers should follow while serving the public. And this is, the rail bridge is used for the public interest, for the public's betterment, because for the trains that pass over these bridges, those bridges should be constructed very sound. There should not be any failures, otherwise there will be so much of disasters, so much of disasters and so much of deaths that will arise. So it is a responsibility. So engineers are reminded or of their responsibilities during their college coursework and throughout their careers. So there should be certain provisions of certain chapters which helps the engineers while studying in their college, that teach them or that make them aware there is some ethical standards that they have to follow. There are some responsibilities of the engineers before serving the public. So this was an example of an civil engineering where this bridge got collapsed, and due to that that came in the limelight, that there are some technical issues, there are some standards, there are some construction standards that was not followed, and that's why one must remind the engineers their responsibilities from the very beginning in their college life. So they should in college they should arrange some chapters or some seminars related to the ethical standards or the standards that engineers should keep in mind. What are the responsibilities that they must be helped to understood while they are studying in their college life. So this bridge got collapsed. So they should always, first of all, by doing the design, they should check all the possibilities, all the load calculations, design of the bridge. While doing the design of the bridge, they should consider load calculations, what are the capacity or what is the bearing capacity of this bridge, and accordingly all this criteria should be taken care. So this is about why it is important to study engineering ethics, because ultimately engineers are there to serve the public. Take an example of any buildings, private buildings, public buildings, or any government buildings. They all are constructed by designing with the help of engineers. So it is very important, engineers' role is very important in the society, and they must know that. Next, moving to the next slide, when should it be emphasized in engineering education? So the students should be introduced to ethics in many times and places inside and outside the curriculum as possible. Guest lectures, yes, those who are experts, those guest lectures should be organized within the institute, or they are supposed to go for the trainings in various organizations or industries and try to learn the ethics, or what is the ethical standards that they have to follow in the future when they pass out their engineering. And presentation to student chapters of professional societies, yes. So these all the things should be emphasized while they are studying their engineering. Next, moving to the next slide of discussion, human values. So what is human values? Human values is different for each and every personality. One may see from some other perspective, second person will see from other perspective. So that changes from person to person. So it is nothing but an inbuilt mechanism which helps one to distinguish between what is right and what is wrong. So that mechanism is different for each and every personality. So according to their judgment, they will decide whether this is right or this is wrong. Example, tolerances, honesty, compassion. So each and every one has got different tolerance capacity. Honesty is different from person to person. Compassion means sympathy. When someone is suffering, there must be sympathy. That again depends on person to person. So there is X person is having more sympathy, Y person is having more sympathy or less sympathy as compared to X person. So that sympathy towards other person when one is suffering, so there should be sympathy for them. That again varies. There is growing concern for deteriorating values because we are adopting others. Yes. The common thing that has been noticed, okay, we are trying to adopt other persons, or we are trying to adopt other cultures. So there is a possibility that values are deteriorating. We are trying to adopt other cultures, so we get trapped in between. We are not able to follow our proper culture as well. We are not able to follow our culture also, and we are not able to follow other culture also, some other country's culture. So we are getting trapped in between because we are adopting other cultures. We are adopting Western cultures, or that may be okay, but we are not following 100%. Education is more related to values. Yes, education is not only just about results. It teaches you many things wherever you study your engineering. It is always about other things than results. How to deal with people, how to talk, what are your morals, what are your certain standards that you have set. Next, training is more closer to skills. Yes, whenever you take training in certain field or certain area, so it is mostly related to the skills. Values are derived from myths, ourselves and our culture. Yeah, whatever we see in our family or more, it depends on family background or family's atmosphere. Myths means certain પૂર્વજો અથવા કંઈ જૂનું તમે પેલું જોયું હોય અથવા જૂના એન્સેસ્ટર્સને જે ફોલો કર્યું હોય, that is mites, and cultures. What is the culture of our family or our religion, that we will follow. Accordingly our values will be determined. So this was about human values. Day by day it is deteriorating because we are adopting some other cultures and we are not adopting that 100% also. So these values are very important, but that again varies from person to person. Moving to the next slide of discussion, scope of engineering ethics. So this is the scope of engineering ethics. Engineering as social ethics, engineering responsibility for safety, ethical dilemma, promoting responsible conduct, technical development, macro and micro issues, moral values. So we will see what is the scope of engineering ethics one by one. Moving to the next slide. Engineering ethics are social experiments. So that generates both new responsibilities for creating benefits, preventing harm and pointing out dangers. Engineering ethics are social experiments. So engineers are always responsible for creating some new things, new technologies, new developments, new research. It also helps to identify the danger, and this is how the engineers are responsible. Next, engineering responsibility for safety. So whenever the engineer is designing anything, so before starting its design, they should keep in mind the safety considerations, because engineers are serving the society. If any engineer is designing any car, so they should, before starting the design, from the very first point, they should consider the safety considerations. Best example, Volkswagen company, that is German made company. So they give very much importance to the safety of the people, those who are inside the car, or for the drivers or whosoever is using their cars. They give very much importance to the safety standards. So before designing, they should consider all the things. When there is any jerk or when there is any accident, at that time there should be explosion of the airbags from the steering. So the safety considerations should be given very importance. It is engineers' duty to protect the safety and well-being of public. Again, if they are constructing any building, civil engineers, then they should construct in such a way that it's an earthquake proof, so that whenever a minor earthquakes or such comes, the building is not suffered. Ultimately, if the building is not suffered, then the publics are safe. So they should construct such buildings in which they give more importance to the safety standards. Ethical dilemma, third point. This is the scope of engineering ethics. So in that third is ethical dilemma. Problems that may occur in engineering as elsewhere, where moral values are myriad and can conflict. So again, moral values are different for each and every person. So there may be possibility of a conflict. There may be some moral values of X person different, there may be moral values of Y person different. So accordingly, there is a possibility of conflicts over there. So that depends on that particular individual. Next is promoting responsible conduct. So promulgating and obeying the right laws and preventing wrongdoing. So prompting responsible conduct. So when there is any task on hand, so the engineers should conduct it very carefully. They should always take care that there anything wrong is not going on, and all the laws that are followed while doing the construction. Example of civil engineer. So when you are constructing a residential building, that is apartments or flat, so as per the laws there should be some space available at all the sites. There should be some space provided at the all four sides, front, back, right, left, and accordingly the building should be construction. So all the things, all the standards that they should follow, that must be followed, and that they should take care that there is no any wrongdoing, there is no any compromise that is being done while conducting any tasks that are on their hand. So that is prompting responsible conduct. Next, technological development warrants caution, optimism, and optimism with caution. So they should take care, whatever the technologies, whatever the new machines or whatever the new inventions they are doing, they should take care in that it is always caution, means there should be some instructions, there should be some optimism or optimized criteria or that should be used. So what is the optimized criteria that they should use for technological development? They should consider all the cost criteria and they should optimize in such a way that that product is optimized in terms of cost, in terms of its value, in terms of its weight, and there should be some cautions, macro and micro issues. So macro issues are concerned with global issues and micro issues are concerned with the individuals. Micro issues means small issues that is concerned with the individuals that are working in the organization, and also it is concerned with that or that particular organization. So there should be some standards also which they should follow, and there are some global issues also, so that is followed globally. Next is moral values. Pervade all the aspects of technological development, and hence ethics and excellence in engineering go together. So moral values, they should be honest, they should be true, they should be truth, they should say the truth, they should have compassion, they should not cheat. So this is about scope of engineering ethics. Moving to the next slide of discussion, professional responsibility. So what is the professional responsibility of an engineer? As we had discussed, they are used to serve the society. Their ultimate aim is to serve the society in a best possible way, follow all the standards, and take care of their safety. So legal and moral duty of a professional to apply. So whoever is the engineer, he or she, their ultimate aim or their responsibility is to serve the society and use their knowledge for the benefit of his her clients and society without causing any without causing any injury to either one. So use their knowledge in a best possible way to serve the society, their clients, and taking care of their safety. Next, the 5 areas of professional responsibilities consist of the following: ensuring integrity. So what is tell the truth in reports, conversations, and other communications. Integrity means honesty, be clear. Integrity means honesty. So telling the truth, while they will also come across certain reports that they will have to prepare if they are constructing the building, then finally at last they will have to submit the reports, what are the materials they have used, what are the charges, what are the days that they have taken, so what are the things that they required. So the whole report that they are preparing to submit to their higher authorities, in that they should mention everything clear. They should be honest while submitting the report. They should tell the truth in the reports, whatever the materials they have used, that they should mention clearly. So they should not cheat. So tell the truth in reports, conversations, and other communications. While conversations, if they are saying something and doing something else, so that is not beneficial for the society. So they should ensure the integrity is maintained. follow copyrights and other laws. Yes, they should not steal, or they should not copy anyone's design or certain laws. So whatever the laws are there of copyrights, that they should follow, and accordingly the design should be done. Otherwise the design of, if you are copying any design of any company, then they have the rights to take you to the legal matters, take you to the court. So copyrights and other laws should be followed. No divulge company data to, not divulge company data to unauthorized party, means they should not share. If the engineer is working in suppose X company, so he or she should not share the secret data to unauthorized parties. So that is again moral values. So ensuring integrity, they should be honest towards themselves as well as the organization in which they are working. So not divulge company data to unauthorized party. Next is value and protect intellectual property. So those properties should be valued and protect those properties. Not put personal gain over the needs of the project. Yeah, there are many people doing some unwanted practices. Not put personal gain over the needs of the project. So if they are having good connections, good political connections, then they are getting the contracts for the personal gains. So that practices should be avoided, and you should be honest. Prevent conflicts of interest or appearance of conflicts of interest and deal with them when they do occur. So there are always problems when you are working. There are different people who are around. So you should try to solve those problems, and you should try to avoid the conflicts. So this is about ensuring the integrity. Moving to the second, contributing to the knowledge base. So while any project that you have taken on your hand, so after the completion, one should share whatever the lessons that they have learned, whatever the new things they have learned, what are the problems they have faced. Because starting anything, there will be lots of problems that may arise. So that will ultimately make an individual a better one after the completion. He or she have passed through many of the stages in which there were some problems that arised, and accordingly the actions they have taken. So they should share their lessons, what they have learned, to the project managers and their team. Write articles about the project management, support the education of other project manager and stakeholders about the project management. So any project that they have taken, what are the things, what are the problems that they have faced, and they should share. And they should also do the research of best practices. They should continuously do the research of new things, new practices, new techniques, which they can use for their project in future, and share the results with the others also. Next, third is applying professional knowledge. Yes, they should respect intellectual properties, means legalized properties. They should respect properties of others also. He or she cannot claim others' work as their own. Yes, that again depends on moral values. Okay, there are many people who like to be always in limelight. There are certain people, they haven't done the work, but they always used to show the others that they have done this work, or they like to get appreciated for the thing that they have not done, but they are very expert in showing those things to others that they have done this. So he or she should not claim others' work as their own. Next, they should give the credit to others also where it is required. So it is not individual work, but if you are working in a team, then he or she should give the credit to others also wherever it is required. Next, work, research and development sources must be documented and acknowledged by project manager when relying on others' work. So whatever the things they are doing or they are developing sources, that must be documented, and when they are relying on some other people, means they have given the contract, subcontract to other companies or other workers, then they should keep the documentation of that particular work, research that they have done, and they should also acknowledge them also. Next is balancing stakeholder interests. Fourth, so you must represent themselves and their projects. You must represent themselves and their projects truthfully to the general public in advertising, press releases and public forums. So whatever the advertising you are doing the press releases, those should be represented truthfully to the general public, their stakeholders, whatever the sharing that you have done. For example, you have shared 10% of your profits to your stakeholders, and that all the things should be truthfully advertised, and that should be said in a correct way. There should not be any cheating. So you should represent all the things truthfully to the general public through the advertisements or press release. There should not be any fake data. So that is about balancing stakeholder interests. Next, you must provide accurate estimates on time, cost, services to be provided and realistic outcomes of the project work. So whatever the costs that has been charged, or the services or the time that you have taken, you should provide the realistic data to the people of the project work. Okay, this was the time that we had taken, this is the cost, these are the services that we have provided. So realistic outcomes of the project work. There should be accurate provision. Next, you must avoid conflicts of interest and scenarios where conflicts of interest could seem apparent. So you should always take care of your customers. There should be no any conflicts. If there is any conflicts, then you should be able to provide the solutions. You should be able to solve the problems of your stakeholders or customers. Moving to the next slide. Respecting differences. Yes, interact with team and stakeholders in a professional and cooperative manner. So there should be a team or engineers of the company who are responsible for conducting those meetings or any problems that they are facing, their stakeholders. So respecting their difference, respecting their requirement, respecting their knowledges in a professional and cooperative manner. Interact with them, their stakeholders, and respecting their difference, respecting their knowledges, and accordingly they should handle the situation. Understand cultural diversity, norms, and stakeholders' communication styles. So this is very important. Any organization in the market will always depend on their customers, their stakeholders. So understanding their culture, understanding their needs, understanding their backgrounds, accordingly they should communicate, they should understand their communication styles. So this is about respecting the difference. Showing flexibility towards diversity, tolerance and self-control. This is very important. One should not get angered. One should always try to be flexible towards their stakeholders. Means keeping certain morals, certain moral values, certain standards as it is, and try to control yourself. Moving to the next, ethical dilemmas. So ethical dilemma is an ethical issue where the decision maker must choose between two outcomes that are conflict with each other. Whenever a situation arises, and in that situation he or she is supposed to decide what will be the outcome of this decision, or what will be the decision that I should make, so that it is better for both, means your organization as well as for yourself. So what is the thing that you should keep in mind when there is a dilemma of deciding whether what is wrong and what is right? So I have taken one example. A husband Khalid should steal an expensive drug that he cannot afford and cannot acquire any other way to save his wife's life. If this is his husband Khalid and this is his wife. So if he steals the drug, his wife lives. If he obeys the laws, he allows his wife to die. Whatever he decides, in some way it is unethical. So when a situation like this, as you can see in the figure, she is severely ill and situation arises for Khalid. So what to decide? Ethical dilemma. This is an example of ethical dilemma. What should he do to save the life of his wife? Okay, if he steals the drug, that drug is very, very expensive, but there are some moral values or some ethics that he has set for himself. So if he steals that drug, then he can save the life of his wife, but that is too expensive. And if he does not do that thing, then there is chances that his wife will not survive. So there is a dilemma what he should do, but at that situation, if it is too expensive, then he should go for that. But that again depends on his or her moral value. Moving to the next slide, how to overcome ethical dilemmas. Developing a workplace policy that depends on company's philosophy, mission statement and their code of conducts. So how to overcome these ethical dilemmas? So in whichever the organization the engineers are working, there are some philosophy, there are some mission statements. We always believe, you might come across, or you should try to see websites of certain companies. There are always some mission statements of their company. We believe in quality, we believe in serving the people or society, we believe in accuracy, we believe in precision. Quality is our motto. Such slogans are there, such mission statements are there. So that should be followed at the workplace, wherever they are working. Then they should provide some trainings to the employees about workplace ethics, about their values, about their reputation in the market. So those trainings should be given to the employees about workplace ethics, give instruction methods to engage employees in learning how to manage and resolve, give instruction methods to engage employees in learning how to manage and resolve ethical dilemmas and how to face with ethical issues. So they should also be provided some trainings or some instructions how to deal with their clients, how to deal with certain problems, how to manage those situations. Those all the things they should be provided, or they should be trained accordingly. Then providing employees certain confidential services. They should be trained accordingly, and they should be refrain from making employment decisions such as terminations in connection with whistleblowing or an employer's right to protect activity under whistleblowing laws. So whatever the practice that they are doing, whatever the practice that is wrong for them, they should be given instruction, they should follow certain laws. Moving to the next slide, design the same policies for every employee at workplace and use the same business principle in every circumstances. So the policies that they have designed at the workplace for all the employees should be same. They should consider each and every employee as same. There should not be any partiality, and same business principles should be followed in every circumstances. There may be some circumstances which will be bad for them, or there may be a situation in the market that there is a worst situation in the market. Then also the principles, the standards that they have set, some philosophies, some policies that they have designed that should be followed in each and every circumstances that they should take care. Moving to the next slide, making moral choices. We are shaped by our choices. So as we had discussed, moral choices, it depends on person to person, means it is mostly concerned with the environment from where they are coming, or the culture, or from the family background from where they are coming. Every moral choices we make reveals the kind of person we are and forms the kind of person we become. So based on our moral choices, that will give an impression to the people or the person that which type of person we are and which type of person we are supposed to become. From the choice to throw our garbage properly in trash can. Yes, whatever the things that are bad for us, that we should throw, but that again depends on person to person. For X person it is good, for Y person it is a garbage. So that depends. While moral tends to be driven by personal beliefs and values, there are certain common morals that most people agree on. Yes, mostly all the people are trying to have some common morals and common things which they will agree. So first one is always tell the truth, keep your promises. Yes, never if you are promising something, then never move away from that. Do not cheat anyone, and be dependable, be trustworthy person. So this is all about the common moral values or choices that one should have. Next slide of discussion, code of ethics. So NSPE, this is the society, National Society of Professional Engineers. There are many societies in medical field. There are some societies which are responsible for conducting or designing or setting certain standards for their medical personality. So for engineers it is NSPE, National Society of Professional Engineers, which is a very popular or widely recognized governing body for engineers, and which decides overall standards and code of ethics for all the engineering professions in US and serves as a reference points for other bodies in the world. So this is the society which is very popular in US, National Society of our Professional Engineers, and they are responsible for certain standards, overall standards that they are designing, and rest of the societies of that particular country will take that as a benchmark, and accordingly they will follow certain standards, certain code of ethics which they take as a reference. Moving to the next slide of discussion, it guides engineers in professional fields. So this society will give certain standards which engineers, being a professional engineer, that they should follow. It just guides you how to behave, how to deal with situations whenever you are in the professional field of engineering. Next, false claims should not be made. Obligations for public safety. Yes, it's a responsibility of engineers to give due importance to public safety. Next, not a legal document, it is only to guide. Yes, it is just for guiding the engineering society. Okay, what standards should be followed, and other societies of particular country mostly take these standards of NSPE as a reference point. It is used to guide other societies, other bodies, other government bodies in the world. So this is all about code of ethics, and this is all about ethics and its importance. I hope it would have helped you to understand what is ethics and its importance. Thank you.